Saxon Algebra 1/2, lesson 78. Look, you guys, for absolutely no apparent reason, I tried to make this lesson 72. What in the world, right? No, it's lesson 78. Do not be confused by that ridiculous mess of a number. Our topic today is opposites, and I want to introduce an old friend to you, the minus sign, right? This sign. The first thing we learned is that means subtraction, right? We learned things like 4 minus 1 equals 3, right? Then we learned that there's a thing called negative numbers, right? And when we want to indicate on a number line the numbers that are less than 0, we put a minus sign in front of them and we say -1, -2, -3. Right? So these are useful. This minus sign is useful for designating these numbers that are less than 0, right? Today we're going to learn a third way to use this. It's closely related to number 2, but it's a little bit different. It's called opposites. Oh, look, it's the name of the lesson. Isn't that fun? All it means is that whenever you put a minus sign in front of the number, you're really saying, oh, jump to the other side of the 0. Oh, jump to the other side of the 0. So if we write just plain 3, that means 3. If we write just plain -3, that means -3. Okay, you're like, this is the most obvious thing she's ever told us. What is wrong with her? Here comes the weird part. If we say -3, the opposite of the opposite, okay, pretend I'm not talking about number 4 language. I mean number 2. I'm just doing this. 3 is 3. -3 is the opposite of 3. Now this is the opposite of the opposite of 3. The opposite of 3 and then the opposite of that. We get +3 back again because the two opposites cancel each other out. Does that make any sense at all? What if we have 3 of them? Three, the opposite, the opposite, the opposite. It goes back to -3, okay? And we could keep doing this all day, but you'll quickly see a pattern. When we have an even number of minus signs, then it'll be a positive number. If we have an odd number of minus signs, we will end up with a negative number. Because every 2 minus signs make a plus sign. That is the ultimate easy way to think of this thing. Okay, so, I mean, these problems, I hate to even write them down and waste the strength in my arm because, look, I can just show you. Ready? So here's example 78.1. Simplify. And look at all those negatives in front of the 7. I'm not going to sit here and do this kind of shenanigans, which is John doing what I did, only with more words. The opposite of the opposite of the opposite. No, that's just crazy. All we have to do is count up the minus signs and decide if it's even or odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got all kinds of different shaped little brackety things there. That doesn't matter. 5 is an odd number. Every 2 minus signs go together to turn into a positive. That's why the odd number ends up being negative. So this is -7. Look, there are 5 minus signs. 5 is an odd number. Let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 is an even number. That means they all pair off and make positives. So it's +6. And then this one attempts to fool us. Oh, John, don't you know you can't fool us by now? We look at these and we go, wait, one of these is a positive sign. Positive signs, we ignore. We only count the minus signs. 1, 2, 3. So that means this is negative 4. So easy, right? If there's a positive sign in there, ignore it. And I'm going to write that down. Every 2 negatives make a positive. This we decided was super useful, right? This example is just kind of belaboring the obvious. Ignore positive signs. They don't impact our answer at all, right? When we're doing this counting, we're only counting the negative signs. All right, we're going to build on this. We're going to do more interesting things with this. This is just introducing you to a new way that we can use the minus sign in our calculations. Yay, I'm done. Goodbye.